Hello and welcome to the Watchtower, a weekly radio show hosted by me, Ben Warner, and my co-host, Desi Feldman. So, today we are going to talk about Spider-Man, sort of have a retrospective on, the movies up to this point, which were made by Sony, and now the current Marvel Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, which is coming out in July, actually a few days after my birthday. Really excited to see that. And the trailer's coming out tonight, so that's the reason why we're having the discussion. But before that, we will talk about a previously released trailer, the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer for Volume 2. What do you think, Desi?
Man, I'm hyped for this movie. Okay, so we've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy before, and that movie was like absolutely, it was excellent. It was damn near perfect. Like, just like comedic timing and the action and all the characters, I loved it. So I'm hoping we're gonna get more of that in the second film. I have my doubts that the second film will be as good or better than the first one. I don't think they can top the first one.
I actually think the opposite. I think the first one was a very good but imperfect movie. And I think that James Gunn, who's the director of both of the movies, he's publicly stated that he thinks that this one is better. And he seems to be a very honest person. Obviously, he's promoting the movie right now.
He'd want to say that.
He would want to say that to get money. Except he does seem like a more creative type. So I feel like, he wouldn't have said it if he didn't believe it. He just would have stayed silent. So, I have trust. And the trailers, they look really good.
They do look really good. I disagree. I'm saying that the first one will be better because I really can't see them topping that. But I still think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 will be very good.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It looks... Man, it just looks like this space opera thing, right? And that's... I mean, so is the first one, but it looks like really good cheese-filled space opera stuff.
And the jokes in that,
just totally schlocky.
I don't know if it's just me, but I found it funny too in the trailer, like with Baby Groot. Baby Groot looks great.
These movies are in at least secondarily comedies, right? So
yeah, well, it looked funny.
Yeah.
Baby Groot pressing that like self-destruct button or whatever that was.
I am Groot.
Yeah,
I am Groot. I am Groot.
And Baby Groot looked great. I liked Drax. Drax looks
the end
amazing.
Gag was so funny. Can I take some time to like comment on Guardians of the Galaxy's like soundtrack? So I really like the first movie's soundtrack. It's fantastic. I think it actually is like a platinum record, right? Which is pretty awesome for a movie soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
So Fox on the Run. Great song. That was a song featured in the new trailer.
Maybe that'll be like the theme for this Guardians of the Galaxy.
It could be. I've been like listening to it literally every day since the trailer came out. It's just a really good song.
Yeah. So,
and I think I've listened to it before, but the trailer really made me like rediscover it. So, good song.
Maybe they'll have. Do you think they reuse the sound, the classic rock songs from the previous Guardians of the Galaxy?
James Gunn has said that they're actually not. So it's going to be a
so
completely new soundtrack.
But it's still going to be like the classic rock and all that.
Yeah, actually, there's not any repeating tracks on the.
Oh, we're not even going to hear that. Na, 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 na.
No, there's not. There's not any repeating tracks, and there's not any repeating artists either. So David Bowie was actually going to make a second appearance, but apparently that scene had to be cut. But James Gunn says it's probably going to be on the Blu-ray, so that's good. There was actually a song cut from the original Guardians of the Galaxy. I believe it was something by Electric Light Orchestra. I forget the name of it right now, but it's a good song, and I always put it on the playlist of my Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Is it named like Volume 1?
No, it's
Awesome Mix. Come on, Ben. You gotta.
Well, I mean, it's called Awesome Mix. It's called Awesome Mix Volume 1 Complete Edition, and I just put that track in with the actual soundtrack. So, yeah. I need to go back and listen to that playlist, man. Yeah, so looks really good. Not much I actually have to really say about it.
You think we'll see Groot in full form again? That's what I'm wondering.
No, I
He's
think
gonna
he's
stick with Baby Groot.
Full Groot isn't going to come back until Avengers 3, and in that it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. So, hey, where do you think the sixth Infinity Stone is? Right, the final Infinity Stone.
Do you know which one that is?
It's the Soul Stone. My guess is it's going to come up in the next Thor movie.
Yeah,
It's probably not going to be in this movie. I'm thinking like.
Could it be in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I don't really think so. I don't think they would just put. Also, James Gunn, again with the James Gunn quotes, but he said that this movie is pretty unconnected from the rest of the universe.
Oh,
So
okay.
Thanos isn't going to make an appearance. So
I was hoping they'd connect it more.
yeah. Yeah. It's very, very interesting to see what they're going to do, especially like. I guess Gamora is pretty much done with the drama about her dad, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's that also. There's also the thing about Peter Quill's dad.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, they've revealed who it is.
Who?
Yeah, it's a giant planet. It's a living planet.
Oh,
it's Ego, the living planet.
That was disappointing.
No, you're not going to be disappointed because
how does that work
in the comics? Right?
You can't
Peter Quill's dad is some like alien king. Except James Gunn thought that was too boring. So
he made his dad a planet.
Yeah, who is actually a character from the comics, just totally different.
I'm just how can a planet
I'm not sure how
someone?
it's I think he's supposed to be like a being of physical energy.
But how do you get pregnant from that?
You know what? We'll find out.
Okay.
We'll find out when the movie comes out, man.
Okay.
Yeah. The trailer also did a pretty good job of like not really spoiling anything, right?
Yeah, I really don't. It got me really hyped about the movie, but I still don't know anything about the plot, really.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I like Civil War. I really like the marketing for Civil War, but. I mean, the final scenes of the movie were pretty much revealed in the trailer.
Yeah,
I mean, you couldn't like pick it out and say, "Oh yeah, this is what's going to happen" before the movie. But like, maybe right before that scene happened, when you were watching the movie, you could pick it out and say what happens.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, this trailer was really well done because it made you really like the characters again, or just get really like.
It made you remember who these characters are and why you like them,
and like get hyped up for the movie. And it made you feel good, but you really still don't know anything about the plot, really. So
yeah,
nothing's spoiled. But
I mean, it seems kind of like
good.
J.J. Abrams sort of mystery box styled trailer,
Except this one, it's like I'm a lot more excited for, like
yeah. I mean, J.J. Abrams did like Star Wars, right? So
yeah,
those trailers were actually pretty good. And they did a really good job of not showing anything about the plot whatsoever. So
the only reason that. I was really excited for it was mainly because it was Star Wars. The trailers didn't make me feel super excited for it. It was just more like oh my god, a new Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I get that.
Out.
But when it's Star Wars, do you really need anything else?
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. You want to move on to this week's The Flash?
Sure.
Yeah. So recap for what happened for us. There will be spoilers, by the way.
Okay. Now, I'm just going to try to refresh my memory on this, even though I just saw it last night, but I saw it at 1.25 speed.
1.25 speed.
Because sometimes you got to fit like a 45-minute episode into 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So this one, it takes place on Christmas, and...
that's what I never understood, right? Why do all these... I get that the mid-season finales like premiere beforehand, and it's probably just marketing stuff. But why don't they like just wait a week or two and put it actually on Christmas? Because that's what Doctor Who always does, right?
So the thing we see here is Barry goes into Earth 3, pulls out the Flash from Earth 3, Jay Garrett, and asks him to help him defeat Saboteur, the god of speed.
The god of speed. Hey, I was actually wrong. Like 2 weeks ago, you said on the show, hey Ben, he's kind of a giant. He is a giant. I said no, he's not a giant.
Yeah, he is.
Because I didn't really see him, but he is a giant. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's just a giant dude.
Yeah.
That's really fast.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm really warming up to HR. I think he's kind of a funny guy. Mm-hmm. And Tom Cavanaugh is just such a good actor that he just rolls with this bizarre concept. And just keeps going with it, right?
I actually really liked HR in this. Even though, in other times I've been annoyed with him. I want to keep stay on track, but we'll talk about HR later. In this, we see Julian is alchemy, which we found out before and really have known for a while at this point.
Yeah.
But they actually captured Julian and put him in the cell, and we find out that he didn't know he was alchemy. So, what do you think is going to happen to Julian now? You think he's going to become alchemy still, or what?
Oh man, no, I actually don't. Actually, I have a theory about this.
Okay.
Cisco is going to become alchemy. Cisco is going to become the new alchemy. They're going to do a twist on who Vibe is in the comics, right? And I think Vibe actually is a villain in the comics, but Cisco is going to be tempted by his brother, right?
Yeah.
And we don't know a lot about Julian, except I assume in the next few episodes they're going to flesh his backstory out a lot, right? And Barry's probably going to get his job back, right? Or did he already get it?
He did.
He did? Yeah.
In the end.
I was assuming because he got that apartment.
Yeah.
Can't really afford that when you don't have a job. So yeah. Got that swanky apartment in what is basically the equivalent of Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or where is the city? I get that it's like fictional cities, right?
Yeah.
But I think Star City is supposed to be like somewhere around Philadelphia, and Central City is supposed to be somewhere around Boston. I just know that because they film all their stuff in that place.
Yeah, I don't think I think it's just supposed to be somewhere in America.
Yeah, somewhere in America, somewhere deep in the wilds of America. Yeah. So anyway, back to my theory. I think that Cisco is going to become alchemy.
Ooh, that's
in that vision, or at least become somewhat equivalent to alchemy, right?
Yeah.
In that vision that Cisco has, he's the evil one, and
where he's fighting? Caitlin Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that would
I think
be a
he's going to
cool
be
twist.
tempted by the dark side, and I was just thinking about this, and it kind of popped out.
That would.
And
I feel like that's too cool of a twist for the Flash, though.
yeah, exactly.
if
I feel like
they
hinted at it today. And
yeah, they did hint at it.
I mean,
today.
alchemy basically is mind control, and I actually like that because Julian, right? It doesn't go with the obvious. He's evil because he's a dick, you know. Mm-hmm. I like characters who are just dicks and aren't evil. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm getting way off track. So I think Cisco's going to become evil, right? And that's going to lead to some really interesting drama between Julian and Cisco, right? Because Julian will now they've kind of reversed roles, right?
Oh yeah,
and Caitlin too, right? That'll give something for Caitlin to actually do. By the way, are they doing a romance thing between Julian and Caitlin?
What? I don't think so.
I kind of got that general vibe.
I really no.
Wait, no. Julian has girlfriend.
No, but he was just saying that
he
as
was
an
just saying
excuse.
that. Yeah.
I really doubt that.
No,
Julian's he's just the stereotypical dick on the show. So
I don't know, man. Maybe
wouldn't get
Caitlin
it.
is attracted to that.
No.
What has she really done for the past 2 years?
She hasn't dated a dick. Oh wait, she did date.
Jay Garrick.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but that's.
Caitlin always has that one love interest who dies. Oh god.
Oh, that means Julian's
gonna
probably
die.
You know, actually.
Oh man, the assumptions that we come up with on the show that are always right.
Okay, I think the only reason I think.
All right, I'm just hold on. It was said here first. Julian will die probably sometime. I don't know, maybe around February, March. Before that, Caitlin and Julian will date, and Cisco will become evil. But when Julian dies, Cisco is gonna go back to the good side. Bam.
Okay. Well,
just predicted the whole plot of the season.
The one thing, the one reason I'm skeptical of whether Julian's gonna die or not is because he's played by Tom Felton, who's a pretty well-known actor since he was in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So they might want to keep him on the show because
yeah, that's true. He is really well known, and I would be surprised if they just ditched him after a bit. Right?
That's the only reason I was thinking he might not die, because they might want to try to keep him on the show.
Yeah,
or maybe he'll go off and the actor will want to do something else, so they'll kill him that way.
Yeah,
I don't know. So, but Julian does seem like if he doesn't turn evil again, then he's gonna die.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's probably it. they can't keep Tom Felton as a main cast member for more than one season, right?
Yeah, so
he has
then-
stuff to do. He's a big actor, right? It's definitely going
assuming
to
so,
conflict with. Also, I mean, Flash isn't necessarily doing the best in numbers right now, so I assume he's not getting paid too much for this, right? So
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Julian's probably gonna die then.
all right, cool. Glad we sorted that out.
Oh, we see at the end.
Theory confirmed.
Wally West got his suit.
Oh yeah, dude, I totally forgot about that.
That was a bit weird because Joe seemed really casual about that. He didn't.
Oh yeah, here's your super suit, honey. Where is my super suit?
No, Joe seemed a little bit too casual about
I'm
it.
the greatest good you'll ever need. Sorry,
I love that scene.
I go into Incredibles sometimes.
No, that's
It's
like
just-
a fantastic superhero movie.
Oh my god,
The Incredibles.
maybe the best superhero movie, possibly.
Yes, it's incredible.
All right, I'm done. All
Okay.
right, that's the pun that achieved. I think that's basically the best pun that I've ever heard. So
Okay, Ben.
I think this show is pretty much over, folks.
No, wait,
See you next week.
Hold up. Okay. Let's get back on track. So we're talking about Wally West is going to become Kid Flash finally. I'm excited for
Yeah.
that. Hopefully
Finally.
they won't have Joe getting all like mad about
Yeah.
him being Kid
They
Flash.
won't. He just gave. You know what? I know that the Flash undoes character development so often, and I've been thinking about this because Arrow has actually gotten a lot better about this. But when you're writing a TV show, you need to have characters go through arcs every episode,
Yeah.
right? Or you can have characters go through arcs every episode. And Flash seems to. The writers actually think, for Flash and Arrow, seem to think that the best type of conflict is internal conflict. So they're always going to have character development in every single episode, except because you can't have 23 character arcs
Yeah.
per season, and then multiply that by however many characters there are, they just end up redoing some stuff, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. I don't get why there's this need to have so many character arcs, or even just do one per episode, right? Because why can't you just have a hero face resolutely against a villain? Just have it
they think it's
that's what Captain America does, and it's fantastic. He just puts his values up there. And I mean, even Tony Stark, right, in Civil War. I keep going back to Civil War for some reason. I recently watched it again.
Oh, boy.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Tony Stark doesn't really change over the course of that movie. He learned. I mean, I guess in the end, he's sort of figured out that Captain America is still a good person, even though he
doesn't want to sign those.
though he doesn't believe in what's right, and he kind of accepts that. Except otherwise, Tony Stark stands up for what he believes in. It's not like, oh man, I was evil, and now I realized that I wasn't evil. No, Tony Stark has always occupied this shade of gray, right? And it works. It's also, there is an argument to where he's coming from. There definitely is.
Yeah.
I've just gone on a total tangent, but
Okay. One thing I really liked HR in this episode. This is the first time where I
Hey, why is he so funny, right?
well, in this episode, he was really good. Also, I liked. So in the end of the episode, we have the Christmas party at Joe's house, and I don't know why, but I found a lot of that really cringy. I don't know. Did you get that feeling too, Ben?
Oh yeah,
It was
definitely. But
it just felt I just didn't really feel comfortable. It kind of felt cringy, but I felt like HR made it less cringy. He made it funnier.
You know what? I can't tell if Caitlin's thing of doing the snow is really cheesy or actually kind of a nice moment.
I think it's just kind of dumb.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is kinda
I think it's kind of cool, but it's kind of dumb too.
Yeah, I get that. It's definitely something that wasn't.
No,
really
but
needed.
and I was
It's
also
pretty superficial.
I was
also, though.
enjoying how it was raining on Christmas because it doesn't always snow perfectly on Christmas like it does in the movies.
So I think we're kind of skirting around the big twist here, right? So Barry travels to the future and sees Iris die
yeah,
5 months from now.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
I don't think Iris is actually dying.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know.
If they're gonna
I
make...
really don't know because, Arrow has been pretty resolute about killing off characters until recently. God, yesterday's episode of Arrow was so good, folks. But
Wait, I don't think...
I'll talk about that probably later in a pretty short segment on the show. So, yeah, what do you?
I don't think Iris is gonna die.
You don't think Iris is gonna die?
No, because why would they show her dying on the show if they weren't gonna save her in the end, you know? And it's the Flash. It's like it's a lighthearted, fun show. I don't think they would show her dying and then in the future and then have Barry Allen fail to save her. I think that's too dark for that show.
I don't know because it seems like something the show could do.
Yeah. Well, if things start getting too perfect between Barry and Iris, maybe.
And I mean, Flash loves its internal conflicts, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, Flash loves its internal conflicts, and Barry's going to have to deal with not telling Iris, right?
Yeah.
He's going to have to deal with... and I guess he actually does deal with... I guess he does deal with it in the best way possible, right? He just kind of wants to... He doesn't mess up the future.
Yeah.
But he also just kind of accepts it, right?
It's from what we've seen.
Yeah, except also, what's really the message in that, right? You're just supposed to let your loved ones die because time.
No, he's not going to let her die. This is another reason why I don't think Iris is actually going to die, because there's no message if they let her die, and they always want to add some deeper meaning to it.
Yeah. Hey, so I have a question. How do you think Barry's going to even defeat Savitar, right?
Some bullshit science with Caitlin and Cisco, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my guess. Is they're gonna make up some way.
So Savitar said he's from the future, right? And he's like,
and then Barry did something to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a theory.
Okay.
What if he is Flash from the future?
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but
why he's not killing him, right?
I mean, yeah, no, that that would be pretty cool.
It would make sense though, because he kills Iris. That doesn't.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Also, he doesn't look human at all.
That's true, except he's the god of speed, right? What if Barry becomes the god of speed?
Ooh.
So what do we know about Savitar, right?
Oh, and he's supposed to be the first metahuman with speed.
Yeah.
And
he's the first metahuman with speed. He's really old.
And I think that's too complicated of a twist for Flash, though. I feel like maybe when
I don't know, because season 1, right, did it all the time. They just did those great twists, Reverse Flashes from the future. That was great.
No, that was
fantastic.
Obvious
it was obvious, but it was great.
I mean, yeah, but see, if most of their twists are really obvious, so maybe we just have to watch the next couple of episodes, then it'll become obvious who's Savitar is.
Going back to comparing Arrow to Flash, Arrow is finally surprising me again with its twists, and Flash just isn't. It really never has.
No.
But why not, right? Why can't you have good twists in Flash?
Yeah, true.
I guess it's the writing, but still.
No, it's a lot of work, too.
Yeah. So it's about time to wrap the Flash up.
Okay.
Any final thoughts?
Not really.
No, not really. I think it was actually
when does the next episode come out?
January 24th, I believe.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah. I think it was a pretty good episode, actually.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'm really interested to see where they take it, because this episode kind of it's a good episode that opens up possibilities for the future, and the quality of the episode could definitely change upon retroactively looking back on it, right?
Yeah.
Seeing where they take this and what they do with it. And if they did any of the stuff that I mentioned here, any of the positive stuff that I alluded to, I think that would be good. So, yeah.
Okay, moving on. What's next?
All right, next we are going to talk about all of Spider-Man, all of it.
Okay.
So recently I've gotten back into Spider-Man and in anticipation for this trailer.
Yeah.
And I've just re-fallen in love with the character. It's just so fantastic, right? And
yeah.
I really like it. I've always been kind of indifferent on the current thing in the comics where they have Peter Parker being like a millionaire, and
No, that's dumb.
nah, that's tough.
No, I like how he's a teenager because it makes him
Yeah.
more relatable.
It was organically done. It happened over the course of like a couple years in comics, but
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think
yeah, the trailer.
I am
dropped tonight, man.
cautiously optimistic about it, and I feel like a lot of people are too, because this may be.
I'm not really cautious. I'm just kind of optimistic, and
Well,
I think it's good. I think it's in really good hands.
I feel like this will be the best Spider-Man movie ever.
I think that it's made by people who really love the character and really get the character
Yeah.
and really want to make a good movie out of the character.
Exactly. So,
I think it will have heart at the least. I don't think it will be soullessly driven like the Amazing Spider-Man movies to corporate ends, you know. And
no, this I think it'll be the best Spider-Man movie.
you really think so?
Yeah.
I think that the original trilogy is,
I think the original trilogy is really good, but
excluding the third one, obviously.
yeah.
It's really good, but it's dated.
I was literally about to say
The special effects
Yeah,
just look bad.
No, it's not only
they
the
just. I mean, I think the choreography and the train fight in the second movie is really well done.
it's
but
not
it doesn't look realistic.
It's not even
it just really doesn't.
the special effects that are dated. It's it's like the cinematography, the editing style, the audio.
It's
the soundtrack.
cheesy. That's what it is.
Yeah, but
the whole thing
at the
is-
time it was different. It's more of like a classic.
Yeah, no, it is. I think at a certain point, it's kind of up there with Christopher Reeve's Superman, right? Where you just kind of have to roll with it. And
Yeah, well,
this is a product of the time, right?
Yeah, and it's a classic.
Spider-Man was really like the thing that brought back superhero movies. Technically, it was X-Men.
X-Men,
but
yeah. No, Spider-Man.
after Batman Forever, I think it was, totally ruined it.
Yeah, no,
or
but then
Batman and Robin.
Well,
yeah.
then Spider-Man, brought it back.
X-Men and Spider-Man, I think
Yeah.
the combination of the two. Did you know, actually, Wolverine was originally going to appear as a cameo in Spider-Man in the background.
Really?
Yeah, there was going to be Hugh Jackman as Wolverine just hanging out in the background, and he had like a line.
Wait, in the first Spider-Man movie?
The first Spider-Man movie, except they couldn't grab a hold of the costume. So
Wow.
they didn't do the
Well,
cameo.
Wolverine never has his costume.
Yeah, it's
Are you
kinda-
talking about his costume?
I'm talking about like the leather
like
from the first
movies.
X-Men movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because they were going to do sort of like trying to do a shared universe sort of thing, except not as nearly interconnected, just kind of like subtle references to
Yeah,
one another,
just
never
cool.
actually crossing over on screen.
Yeah. So, let's talk about Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland is gonna do a fantastic job. as
Yeah, I
Spider-Man.
mean, he has the optimism. He's actually a teenager. He looks like a teenager.
Yeah,
and-
unlike Andrew Garfield, who's like 30 years old,
Oh,
playing
yeah.
a high school senior, and Tobey Maguire, who's he. Was
Oh
pretty
no!
old.
For the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, Andrew Garfield was 30, and he was playing a 15-year-old.
Was he? I thought he was supposed to be like.
That is
17.
hilarious. No, in the first movie, he's supposed to be a sophomore, which is just like,
Oh God, that's like your age, Ben.
yeah.
So he's supposed to be the same age as you in that
Yeah,
movie. except
exactly.
he's 30 years
Don't
old.
I look like Andrew Garfield, though? Wouldn't you say I'm
You
on
look like-
basically on par?
Yeah, totally,
Yeah,
Ben.
so there you go.
Wait, and how old? Tobey Maguire didn't seem much younger either.
Tobey Maguire was like 29, so yeah.
Yeah, really.
But
So I think
Tobey Maguire is in his mid-40s now. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, so I think Tom Holland.
I think he think
is
at
not
least-
only he's not.
Let me fact that.
Okay.
Fact
Well,
check
while
that.
you're doing that, I think
Yeah.
Tom Holland. Not only is he the perfect age, but I think he takes. He has like the best things that both Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire had. Like I think Andrew Garfield did a good job while he was Spider-Man and making like quips and just like funny remarks or just making the character fun. But I don't think Andrew Garfield was a really good Peter. But I felt Tobey Maguire was a solid Peter, and he had some dorkiness to him, but he was still like a fun character.
Tobey Maguire is, I think, the lesson to be learned from both series is that Tobey Maguire was a really, 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 really good Peter Parker
Yeah.
and an okay Spider-Man, whereas Andrew Garfield is a pretty good Spider-Man and a terrible Peter Parker.
Yeah, so I think Tom Holland is getting the best of both worlds. I think Tom Holland, he has like the coolness and the fun to be Spider-Man, but he still has some of like the dorkiness, but still like an entertaining character of Peter Parker. So
Exactly.
I feel like he's a perfect mix of both.
I think that Spider-Man, right? I just referenced how there's essentially two characters to him.
Yeah.
Except that's not how you should act it, right?
Yeah,
you should
exactly.
act it as someone in a costume pretending to be someone they're not.
That was the biggest problem I had with The Amazing Spider-Man, is that I felt like
he's just the same person in and out of costume, right?
No, I felt like he was a totally different person in and out of costume in The Amazing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of the point of Spider-Man.
No, but I'm not saying like totally different.
He's supposed to be this person who really comes into his own once he becomes Spider-Man, right?
No, but he didn't, like, you couldn't find enough traces of Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
That's because Peter Parker was basically not a character in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. They're he's so contradictory.
Exactly. So more to my point, where he didn't. There wasn't any connection between Peter Parker and when he was Spider-Man. It felt like it. Not only was he acting like two different people, but it felt like there actually was two completely.
There's like a list of like the 27 main personality traits that Peter Parker has in Amazing Spider-Man. It's really hilarious to watch.
So
he's like,
no, but one of the things I like about Tom Holland is
he's cool, but he's a nerd, but he's a jock, but he's a skateboarder, but he's.
So one of the things about Tom Holland that's good is that he seems to be, you can really believe him as Peter Parker, and then when he becomes Spider-Man, you can really believe that Peter Parker is actually.
You can believe that it's the same person in the suit, right? And it's not someone pretending to be someone else.
Yes.
You can just believe that, oh yeah, because he's in a mask, he acts slightly differently and is more like, personal or more upfront about things.
Yeah, no.
He's more forward. But he's still the same person. It's kind of like someone going from like high school to college or whatever, right? You really like come into your own. And you just kind of...
Yeah, so I feel like Tom Holland's doing a great job with that. The one thing I'm a little bit worried about is that hopefully this doesn't become like one of those, I know you might like this, Ben, but the like super teenage high school movies.
Oh man, no, I'm joking. No, I don't think it will. I think it's going to be.
I want it to.
I think there definitely will be aspects to it,
which I would like to see, but I don't want it to become like a teenage high school movie. I want.
Okay, so here's the thing about Spider-Man, man. Spider-Man isn't about Spider-Man. It's about Peter Parker. Peter Parker's life is the important thing.
No, but
if they can make a good teen movie, that's fine. Just have a as long as it has Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's the Spider-Man movie. Because you're not supposed to be invested in, can Spider-Man defeat the bad guys? You're supposed to be invested in, can Spider-Man defeat the bad guys so that he can go to, that he can finish his math homework and make sure that his Aunt May isn't, like, worried that he's not home on time.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
That's what Spider-Man's about.
Yeah.
It's, you're not supposed to be invested in, can Spider-Man save the city? That's not what it's about.
Well,
that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that Spider-Man is this guy transformed into something.
Yeah, well, I guess, but you still want to care about Spider-Man defeating bad guys and all that stuff.
Sure. Except, I mean, I don't know. I think the more important part of the story is Peter Parker and not Spider-Man. That's the part you get invested in. Spider-Man is just an avatar.
Yeah, I guess. But you still want some cool action, which I have.
Sure, and I think there will be, right?
Which I have faith that. Spider-Man.
I mean, Marvel's stunt department has always been fantastic.
Yeah, and
did you know Tom Holland actually does his own stunts?
Yeah, that's awesome. Hopefully, it won't be too much just all him CG. Hopefully,
yeah.
Hopefully, they'll actually use some of his stunts. But yeah, he looks really awesome. What else? Tony Stark's gonna be in this movie.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I have some ideas about that. I think, in Civil War, there was this whole thing about how Tony Stark kind of, like, took Peter in as sort of a guilt thing. He was trying to, like, fix his guilt in that he was trying to get this kid and get him do what he thought was right? Which is kind of manipulative in some aspects, and maybe Peter doesn't 100% agree with that, and because, he's a kid, right? And he just wants to do the right thing. And Tony Stark, his idol at the time, said it was the right thing to do. So he did it. And maybe some of that will factor into this movie, and maybe he'll realize that Tony Stark isn't the best guy.
Huh. Yeah, I guess. I feel like that would add a little too many plot lines, though.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like they should more focus on just Peter Parker and his life. But
I mean, it is Peter Parker's life, right? Tony Stark is sort of like a equivalent to a father figure, I assume, in this movie.
Yeah, well, because we're gonna have a pre-dead Uncle Ben, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have a pre-dead Uncle Ben. Thank you, by the way. We don't need to see that again.
But okay,
it's only been 2 years since the last Amazing Spider-Man movie.
We need to see again is say, with great power comes great responsibility, because they keep trying to figure out a way around it. But if they said it, I think that would just be fun. It's really cheesy, but that would be the purpose of saying.
No, I agree, and I hope it's the last line in the movie.
With great power.
I hope it's like maybe Peter's like writing a letter or like kind of abandons Tony Stark or whatever, and then calls him up and just says, "With great power comes great responsibility."
Or he says something like
stupid,
like my uncle always said.
Yeah,
with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. See that would
and
make me happy.
you don't need to set it up because it's a cultural landmark, but also maybe you can just have it kind of like a thing throughout the movie that he's trying to like live up to, you know?
Yeah,
because he's still in like his early days of Spider-Manning around. Spider-Manning around.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see that. We won't get some like bullcrap like. Well, I forget what Uncle Ben said in the Amazing Spider-Man. Like,
oh man, he said something
if you could do great
similar,
things, then you had the moral obligation to do those things.
Yeah, and they had a chance to like slide it in right there. You know, and like, he could have literally, after that sentence, he could have said, "With great power comes great responsibility," and then they didn't.
Yeah, that was dumb.
What sucks. That would have probably improved the movie, in my opinion, of that movie like 10 times.
Wait, and then
because it just ends on a good note.
They actually said it in Spider-Man.
Oh, except it doesn't end on a good note, right? Because you know what the last line in that movie is?
What?
It's Peter Parker like breaking up with Gwen.
Oh no!
And then he's like, and he like promises her dad, right? Yeah, I'm gonna break up with her, and like, you know, I'm gonna take care of her. And then that was, I don't know. He like he didn't do his homework or something. And then the teacher says, "Don't make promises you can't keep." And Gwen is sitting in front of him, and then he just whispers to her, "But those are the best kind." It's just one of the worst lines.
Oh man!
And then the movie ends.
I was like,
and it's just so bad.
That's the most. How did no one think that was the dumbest statement you could ever make?
It completely goes against the whole movie.
Not only the whole movie, but just literally just life in general. Promises you can't keep are not the best kind of promises.
Yeah, man. Oh man, I get how it might be relevant to this situation in some.
Well, it is, because he promised that he wouldn't date Gwen. He didn't even promise that. The words that Gwen's father said were, "Leave Gwen out of this."
Yeah, he just said to leave Gwen out of this. Just Spider-Manning around.
Yes, don't let Gwen. Don't involve Gwen with your Spider-Man, and you can still date her. Just leave Spider-Man out of it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally agree.
So that was so dumb.
It's also, I mean, it was actually a good choice to get them back together instantly in Amazing Spider-Man.
No,
so we didn't
it wasn't even instantly. That was one of the things that bothered me about. Okay, so here's the thing about Amazing Spider-Man. I thought they actually did the romance pretty good.
In Amazing Spider-Man, yeah, sure, but only because they're actually dating in real life.
No, but not only that.
The actors have chemistry.
Not only that, because in most superhero movies, the superhero's love life, they always tease, is he going to tell her that he's actually a superhero? They always tease that. And then in The Amazing Spider-Man, Gwen Stacy found out that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, like, really quickly.
You know...
And I really like that, because very few superhero movies or TV shows actually do that. They always leave a tease and then save it for the end.
Romance in superhero movies, right? It's usually not that big of a part.
Yeah.
Right? In all the Marvel movies, I can't really name one that did it well besides, I guess, Pepper Potts. but that's only
America?
because no,
Nah.
not in any of the movies. They, in every single one of those, they just kind of kiss at the end. And
I didn't even think Steve Rogers got
actually, you know what? The Black Widow and Captain America romance, I've always been kind of like for. The actors seem to have
Oh,
chemistry.
I was talking about the first Avenger.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't work. They just kind of kiss at the end. There's not really much build up.
Did they kiss at the end? I haven't seen
yeah.
the movie in a while.
I mean, it's kind of
because Captain America before.
Captain America beats some up some bad guys, and then he defeats the Nazis, and then he kisses the girl at the end, and then he sacrifices himself. Boom, movie over.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's it. So
I thought Black Widow would have been cool with Hawkeye. I thought that would just been not because of like romance stuff, but I thought it would be cool to have like a couple that just totally kicks ass. I think. That
yeah,
would be
okay.
fun.
I mean, I still don't disagree with the Hulk Black Widow romance.
It's just kind of.
And it's kind of weird that she was only the only female character, basically in the entire only important female character,
Yeah.
basically in the entire series up until Avengers 2. That just, wow, man. But, that was pretty weird. I think that they're expanding their roster now, and I think it's working better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, so back onto Spider-Man. And I was saying how the Amazing Spider-Man 2, it really just bothered me. I thought the
you know
romance
what?
was
It
horrible.
Hey, you know what, Desi? It bothered me too.
No, I thought the romance between Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy was horrible in
Really?
Amazing
I
Spider-Man.
thought
2.
it still worked.
No, not.
I think romance is a very important part of Spider-Man, actually. That was the point I was getting to.
Yeah.
And I think they'll do it right. John Watts is a very good director.
in Homecoming.
Yeah. Again, I think, they have good actors in this thing. It's hopefully going to be pretty good. I think they know what they're doing, and they get Spider-Man. So, again, I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. I think it's going to be good.
We haven't said it like 10 times or anything.
Oh,
'cause-
sorry, Desi. What was I saying? I
so-
think Spider-Man: Homecoming is going to be a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think it's going to.
Okay.
No,
okay.
I'm not going to repeat that. Yeah. So, what else?
I'm all done. You want to move on, or you wanna...
I'm pretty much all done. So Desi, I know a few weeks ago, I talked on the show about a movie called The Arrival.
Or I think it's just called Arrival.
Yeah, but
I just saw it this weekend.
yeah, you
And-
hadn't seen it at the time, and
Yeah.
you've seen it now. So what do you think?
Okay. First thoughts, I really
There's going to be spoilers for this, by the way.
yeah. So first off,
Complete and other spoilers. You can't talk about this movie without spoilers.
yeah,
Just-
no, I really like this movie. Just seeing it was really just interesting, and it was just a really good movie. So one of the things that I really appreciated about this is that this is like an aliens come to Earth movie, and we've seen a ton of those type of aliens come to Earth, and like there's so many movies where aliens come to Earth, but most of the time it's for like world domination, like they're trying to take over the humans and kill them all. Or I don't know, sometimes they're trying to like study the humans, but by doing so they end up like killing people. Or the second they come to Earth, the humans have to fight them and they have a big battle. And there are some good movies where aliens and humans fight a lot, but the thing that I really appreciated about this movie Arrival was that the aliens didn't seem to be interested in taking over Earth or anything. They seem to be like trying to study humans. And another thing that was cool was that in most alien movies, the aliens are like so much more advanced than the humans in like every single way. They already know everything about humans and everything about life on Earth, and they don't really care. They know so much more than we do. But in this movie, it felt like they were trying to like learn about humans. Now, I know this is kind of contradictory to the end, but I'm just talking about when you watch like the first, like about 2/3 of it. The aliens, they seem to be like scientists themselves that have just come to Earth to study humans and study life. They're not interested in taking over the world or killing people or hurting people at all. They're just trying to figure out how we work, and they're trying to communicate with us. So I thought that was really cool. Also, I thought the aliens, they look nothing like humans in the movies, which I think was a really nice move. Yeah, they look nothing like humans.
Yeah, I always appreciate aliens that don't look like humans. I think aliens should be alien in a nature.
I thought it was a pretty creative way. Maybe in the future, people will copy them, and this will seem like a really cheesy alien. But for right now, I haven't seen aliens that looked anything like this before. I thought Amy Adams did a fantastic job in this movie. Yeah, she was really good. I felt like it felt realistic. Like, it felt as though if aliens were to come to Earth, this is what would happen. Like, we'd be studying them. They'd probably like be scientists trying to study us, and we'd be trying to communicate. And it wouldn't just be like they just declared war on us, even though they don't really know us, or they're so much more advanced than us that they were more advanced than us in this movie, but they weren't like so advanced that they could have just taken over us instantly. So
yes. Okay, so you want to talk about the twist?
Okay. Well, and one more thing, I thought it was cool. Their language was pretty cool.
Yeah. So up until the twist is revealed, so you see the main character Amy Adams' life through kind of flashbacks, and jumping around in time, and it's revealed that those flashbacks actually happen in the future, which is why she doesn't seem to remember them in the present.
So,
and she's actually experiencing the flashbacks as we are.
Yeah. So the thing is, this is where I have mixed opinions about the ending, because I really like the realism of like the first 2/3, or like the first 3/4 actually, but because of, as I mentioned earlier, it felt real, and but in the end, it turns out that the aliens can see into the future, and that they give Amy Adams' character, what's her name? Louise? Yeah, Louise.
Yeah, Louise.
They give...
I forget what her last name is.
Just Louise. They give Louise the power to see into the future, or I guess their thing is they don't perceive time as linear. They perceive it all at once.
Yeah, which is, I guess, how Louise perceives time now.
Yeah.
And that's how we perceive the movie, which is a cool effect, except... in my opinion, I think it's just kind of there to prove that the screenwriters know what they're doing and that they're smart people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really thematically resonate. In fact, none of the movie really thematically resonates. It seems to kind of switch themes.
Well, no, it's not. See, this is
at a certain point.
I don't think it really needed a theme, because it just.
I think all media actually needs a theme, Desi.
No, it didn't. It didn't need a theme, because this was more of like, it felt more of like a what if thing, and you don't see many alien movies, if any, like this, where, because in almost all alien movies, it's something about trying to take over the planet, and then there's just a big war and stuff.
Yeah, sure, I get that.
And they're always evil. So in this one, it felt it was different, because it was like they were peaceful. But see, this is the problem, where in the beginning it felt like they were scientists too, and they were trying to study us. But then in the end, it was revealed that they were trying to give us what they called the weapon, which was their language that allows you to perceive time as nonlinear and see into the future.
Yeah.
So they could be helped 3,000 years in the future, which
it's cool.
I think that's a cool idea, but it kind of killed the whole thing that I really enjoyed about like the first 3/4 of the film, how it felt like really realistic. I think that idea of perceiving time as nonlinear and being able to see everything all at once.
And I mean, it does
really cool,
does have some interesting things to say about, hey, if you knew how your life was going, would you still enact it the same way? And she just kind of does. And I guess that's a heartwarming story. But the rest of the movie doesn't really go with that. It's sort of about how the world would react to aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? It does it really realistically. And honestly, after Donald Trump was elected, it feels like, wow, why is this movie world more logical than the regular world? Right?
Oh, wait, you saw it right see, that's probably...
I saw it 2 days after Donald Trump.
Yeah, so that's probably why you didn't enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah,
You're
maybe.
Probably just in a bad mood, because I just saw it recently. So I just like... So this is my mixed feelings about the end of the movie, how I think the perception of time is a really cool idea, but it really killed a lot of the things I really enjoyed about the first 3/4 of the movie.
Yeah,
where it
I
was
get that.
like real and stuff.
All right, Desi, it's about time to wrap this up. So, thank you for listening. We will see you guys next time on the Watchtower at 3 to 4 p.m. every Thursday on BostonFreeRadio.com.